3, 2... Okay. Hey guys, it's our next recording of SD Gundam. I'm gonna do my best to pick up where we left off. I went back, looked at the video. I'm pretty sure this is where we left off on the last one, at least in terms of the set of missions we're on. I'm, as usual, joined by my brother, although he's not at the top of his game at the moment. He just woke up.
What do you mean? I sound fantastic.
Okay.
It's only been like 5 rounds with Mike Tyson, and I lost all of them.
So we're gonna
After
take
being covered in bricks.
We're gonna take the Banshee from Unicorn out on this mission. This is the second mission of the like it or hate it seed mission on this chapter. I mean, the stage is cool anyway. It's like that moon-based stage.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually do like the stage, even if I don't like what it's based on. And today we're taking the Banshee out, which is one of the Gundams from Unicorn I happen to like quite a lot. I also really like the pilot, but you can't play the pilots. Although when I'm done with this, when I switch mobile suits again, I'll probably set her back as my wingman. What's that?
No problem with that, I don't think.
Nah. I just didn't feel like having 2 Banshees on the team.
Yeah, they could get loud.
So the Banshee, at least in this game, is it's an in-fighter. It's considered a close-range combat suit. It's got a couple of beam weapons, some pretty solid melee skills, obviously, since it's an in-fighter unit.
It's melee.
And apart from that, it just looks pretty fucking cool.
That might be one of the sharper of the suits from the Unicorn series.
I mean, even in the weird SD style of this game, it doesn't look particularly bad. And I like that set of claws on the one arm.
Yeah.
It actually has a move to use those claws, which I'll show it here in a minute.
It's got a clap.
In fact, I'll use it on this asshole. Get your ass over there. Fucking Greys. The fucking Greys should be fucking playable. Fucking weird ass, like, beam claws.
Not going anywhere.
At least not as far as we know yet. Nobody knows what all the fucking expansion content's gonna be for this. Hold still, you little shit. Ah, damn it, I locked on wrong. I don't want to lock onto the ship right now. Actually, I probably do. Because if I don't get locked onto the ship, these motherfuckers are never going to go away. Where is the damn ship? There it is. You. Lock onto the... Thank you. There you go. That ship's got to go.
Yeah. So apparently the Banshee, apparently is interesting, is the sibling suit for Unicorn.
Yes, yes it is.
Built in the UC project, which
I'm trying to stay targeted on this ship, but unfortunately because I'm playing an in-fighter, my ranged options are more limited, so it takes longer to get rid of this fucking ship. So I have the camera at this odd angle because I have to be looking up at the ship. The one downside to playing an in-fighter is situations like this.
When you're a punchy guy, you gotta get the punchy range.
More like stabby, but hey, still. Same principle. It's not really the same principle, but the same general issue as far as range. Wow, there's a lot of items just laying around down here from these guys I wrecked earlier. I need to go pick those up. Oh, there's a lot of you motherfuckers down here, ain't there?
Yeah, it was made under the Federation's UC project. One of the dumbest projects.
Maybe just a little. It's still not as dumb as the lapless box. The the Deus Ex Machina to, like, fuck up the entire Universal century.
Well, I guess it's one way to end the Universal century, huh?
Shut up, Athrun. I don't care what the fuck you're doing. Nobody asked you. Nobody cares. Get out of my face. Look at all these motherfuckers hanging out here. Go away, you fuck. You assholes ever stop spawning in here? I actually think they do. What?
The answer's 9.
Actually, they might, but I don't know. Fuck it. I'm just gonna get out of here. I wanna go deal with this other shit. Actually, I can't leave yet. So yeah, they're not done yet. This is still the objective, apparently. Go away, you shitheads. Ah! You. Nobody asked you either. Fucking gins. No, I don't care. Go away.
The suit that's too good to be in the series it's from.
Yeah, the Sagu's pretty cool, too. Along with the Lago, the Baku, the Garays. There's a lot of cool enemy suit designs in that show that, honestly, are probably better than the show deserves, like you said.
Yeah.
Get that guy out of here. There's still one alive. Where the fuck is he? Oh, he's over there. Fuck that guy. There we go. Now we get the boss to show up. For fuck's sake. Oh. It's Laura Douchebag.
Man, that name's a little spot on, I'd say.
I know, right?
Like, oh, who are you? Laura Douchebag. Oh.
It's not his real name, obviously, but fuck it. It's fucking suitable. I'm gonna stab the shit out of your goofy blonde ass. Oh, it's like that, is it, motherfucker? Come here, asshole. Smack. Have some, bitch.
Ooh.
Hold still, you fucking scumbag. You wanna go, bitch? Go over there.
That's a request I just don't ever see happening.
What?
Hold still, scumbag.
Well, you know, one can hope.
That's always the beginning of a chase or a fight.
Stop using the stupid fucking... Go! Funnels, you asshole.
Huh.
Ah!
I swear, boys, knock your shit off.
Already?
Yep.
Motherfucker, I have no qualms about shooting your goofy ass in the back. You do not deserve better. There we go. Get the fuck out of here. Is this Destiny? No, it's actually never mind. That's a terrible joke, and I'm not even gonna finish it.
No, this isn't made by Bungie, you disgusting pig.
Well, actually, there's a Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Destiny, but that was such a dumb joke, I wasn't gonna bother with it.
Oh yeah, I forgot that Seed also had incredibly stupid suit names.
Yes, it did. And, like, despite the fact that I adore Lunamaria Hawk, and Shin was a decent character before they fucked him up, that was still a weird-ass way to put together a title. And it still wasn't very good.
Yeah, pretty bad.
Regenerator. What the fuck is that?
It regenerates.
Ooh. Boy.
That's all we got, man.
Ah, God, it gave me the Justice Gundam with its stupid cone head. Look at me, I've got a laser traffic cone on my fucking forehead.
Well, he has that in Justice.
God. Oh, God, and I unlocked a Providence Gundam, too. Bleh.
Ah, finally, you have Providence on your side.
Oh, God.
Alright, Gundam, let's see the subscriptions.
Yeah.
Ah, none. Huh? Who knew?
Skill set. I need to see what that new skill I unlocked was. What the fuck is that?
Self-loathing.
No. Oh, yeah, it doesn't help so much. Self-loathing. That's not a skill, that's an affliction.
You know, Some people are really skillful in their self-hatred.
Oh, God. Come on, man. You're not even trying.
I'm just saying, there's some people who are really good at it.
I'm gonna upgrade the unicorn, because I do want to use that on the stream eventually, but it's not the proper level right now. I need to level that up some off-screen. Anything I can fucking sell?
No.
Shut up, you. You don't know that.
9.
You don't know that.
9.
You don't know that.
Never.
Again, you don't know that.
Oh, geez, they're still putting out freaking DLC for Assassin's Creed Rapist Simulator?
Sorry,
I
what?
mean Valhalla.
Oh.
The one with Vikings, come on.
Dude, okay. Number one, it's Ubisoft, okay? They're gonna milk that eShop for as fucking long as they possibly can. That should not even surprise you. And two, it's their most current AC game, so of fucking course they're still putting shit out for it. It's not like they're fucking... that fucking half-assed fucking, Rainbow Six Siege offshoot was doing any good.
No.
When it actually personally pissed me off. Because they lied again. That was when I actually started, hard. Because I was semi-boycotting Ubisoft but for that one game already. And that one just put it over the edge for me. I was like, okay, fuck it, I'm done with you guys.
Don't worry, they're making mobile games with Netflix now.
Yeah, fuck them. Who cares? Mobile games can burn in hell. It's where they belong.
Gotta teach the friendship.
I mean, talk about a blight on the gaming landscape. Mobile games are it. Leave that shit to fucking China and Korea.
Oh, for a second, I thought you were talking about just Ubisoft.
No, well, Ubisoft's getting there. They're getting there, by fucking God. They're trying.
Just wait, they'll also be purchased by Microsoft. And by the
yeah, I don't think so.
Fanboys, they'll start telling it is the greatest thing to have ever occurred because none of them in real life.
Look, when it comes to the whole fanboy thing, they're all out of their fucking minds. I mean, fanboying for one thing over the other, it's no good regardless.
Don't get me wrong. These are, I'm just saying, these are people with no experience with what Microsoft always does.
Probably.
They don't remember them getting lawsuited like crazy because they were trying to make every computer only Microsoft. And hell, you still have that problem because most manufacturers don't even attempt to put another program on their computer. And you have to ask Daddy Microsoft permission to have Linux. So it's ridiculous. And then these people were like, it's just the best thing for gaming. I'm like, no, it's not, idiots.
You know what? I'm going to take the Gelgoog out for this one.
Not that Sony helps anything.
Sony causes their own problems. Microsoft's full of shit in general. The biggest problem with Sony, is that they allowed a fucking American company, or an American part of the company, from out of fucking, like, California to fucking purchase enough stock that they have a controlling factor in it. That's Sony's biggest fucking problem.
They moved their headquarters to California.
Yeah. It's like, good stuff still comes out of Sony, but a lot of the decisions are fucking moronic because it's all coming out of fucking California executives.
Like I said, Sony's not helping my argument here about being not good for Microsoft to be the big boy in gaming.
Well, Microsoft isn't as big as they think either.
Yeah, but when you have these idiots going, Game Pass is so great, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, but you notice how much that's been fluctuating too. Because every time Microsoft inevitably does something stupid or dishonest, more people turn against it, and some of the fanboys just get quiet.
Oh yeah, or they start arguing more vehemently.
And it's like, the more they argue and scream and act like fucking weirdos, the less people give a shit about what they have to say. Because they're just outing themselves as assholes.
If you're gonna make an argument for Game Pass, make it from a very selfish perspective.
Basically.
That it is really good for you now.
Yeah, now. And now being the operative word.
Because if they ever get the largest hook into most of the gaming world, that price is not going to stay the same, butt boys.
No, but there will always be competition. There will always be other things to do, and this is why I've kind of moved away from the Xbox to some extent. I don't like this Game Pass model. Okay, fucking hell. That is the Psycho Gundam. This is going to be annoying.
Oh, lovely.
Yep.
I'm sure plenty of people will be upset with me what I said, but I'm trying to help those people as well.
Oh, I know. Well, you're just saying, you know, like people like Bellular Gaming, even though I don't always agree with him, or Arch when he talks about this stuff, it's like they're just saying shit that's true. It might be annoying, and believe me, it fucking is annoying, but it's still true.
Yeah, Bellular Gaming, as far as I'm concerned, he's in the lead half the damn time.
Well, he does, a lot of time he does act like a fucking Microsoft fanboy, unfortunately, which is annoying because the guy is very intelligent, and he has a lot of good points, but he tends to not use those same points on Microsoft issues.
Well, I think the problem is that everyone's talking indie now, but they're not thinking long term.
Well,
you have experience with Microsoft.
Yeah, well, and let's be real, a lot of the stuff Microsoft's doing now is still questionable.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, what company is going to offer you a bunch of games for free on a service? Yeah, I know you don't get to download them and keep them if you don't keep the thing. But for a really insanely low price. This is a Netflix model.
Yeah.
But the thing is, this is the exact same thing they do with manufacturers. They go, okay, well, you're going to use our thing, we're going to make it nice and cheap for you.
Mm-hmm. And then later on, we're going to jack up the price when it's the most inconvenient.
And that's the thing, is that when you look at it, you go, okay, well, they offer it to the manufacturers cheap. They don't offer it to you cheap.
No.
Then they start having all these different programs that you have to have subscription to.
Oh, and they've already started with the subscription shit, like with Microsoft Word or Microsoft Office. You can't just those were already expensive just to purchase, but now you can't even purchase them anymore. You got to get a subscription.
Yep. And
that's why I don't use Word for my books. It's why I don't use Microsoft Word for my fucking books. I refuse. I'm not going to pay this stupid subscription fee.
And then you have what they've been trying to figure out how to put ads into the basic programming now.
Mm-hmm.
So that when you open things, there's just ads there and there's no way to get around it.
Yeah, it's just stupid.
I'm like, look, if you are actually benefiting from Game Pass and you like the Xbox system,
good for you, I guess, but it don't help nobody else, you know? You need to look at the objectivity of it.
The reality is, especially if you're too young to remember the pre-2000 stuff, because I remember 2000, a lot of people wanted Microsoft torn apart.
For good reason.
And they should have been.
Ah, you piece of shit.
Google.
God, they fucking irritate me. Shut up, lady.
But the thing is, this is the exact same business model they have done over and over and over again. It will lead to the exact same things that they have done with Microsoft Word and things of that.
Pretty much.
They are moving.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Oh, look at how quickly people have forgot that these jerkwads are trying to sell you a console where you could only rent.
Oh, I remember. They were trying to sell that all digital only content Xbox where you couldn't even permanently own any of the games, which was fucking retarded.
Yep. They didn't even want you to have a disc drive in it anymore.
And there was so much kickback to that it like boosted Sony's sales. Yeah, it's all stupid shit. It's just the same as the shit that people bitch about Ubisoft and EA doing. It's just on a console level.
So guess what, kids? After that, they're just using a different model to achieve it. if they can get you hooked on Game Pass,
which is
then
a
yeah,
stupid fucking idea in fucking, like, just basic fucking principle.
then they don't have to do anything over.
And I hate to break it to the people who are like, well, I have a tiny apartment, or I don't want to store stuff, or all this other whiny bullshit. A lot of other people, you guys are actually the minority in a lot of cases. That's why there's so many videos popping up on YouTube about people talking about physical media making a comeback. Because most people have decided they would rather have physical media they can maintain than be dependent on servers and fucking companies maintaining this shit.
Hold on. It's fine. Okay, if your argument for all of this is, I have a tiny apartment, I don't want to have all this stuff laying around my house, that's perfectly fine. But you have to also say up front every time you whine about something that you were okay with not owning it.
Yeah.
That's all I expect. That's what I expect these people to have to do. If you refuse to have something physical for convenience reasons, then straight up admit it. Just, hey, like, I would prefer to trade away my right to own something for convenience. And that's all Game Pass is. It's the exact same thing. You are getting a convenient access to things that you will not own. And the more popular you make that model, the closer you edge everything to, well, you don't own anything in that regard when it comes to video games.
And have fun with that, because I won't participate in it.
Because you will increasingly shove gaming into this box, especially with that model being the working one, so more companies will adopt it. Thanks, by the way. And anyone who comes in and says, oh, PC Master Race, you asshole.
You fuckers have been stuck with this digital-only model for fucking years now.
Well, let me point out this. You are also the smallest pie in gaming.
Well, yes, but I mean, just looking at even GOG, which lets you store the shit on your hard drive, has some of these issues. And don't even get me started on Steam, because everything on Steam has to be stored partially server-side. So when Steam goes down, most of the time, you got probably about 50% to 60% of your games, depending on the type of games you play, that you are locked out of.
Well, hell, some of these companies that work through the PC have actually gone through and deleted your files off your computer. And yeah, I know the dedicated can do a bunch of different things to prevent that, but most people aren't that dedicated. So, all I'm saying is, if you think it's a great deal for your convenience and you are willing to give up ownership and the ability to have a say in a product, then great, but admit it right up front.
Honestly, the only thing I'm grateful for in this is that it is becoming so unpopular with the general gaming population. The Microsoft fanboys aside.
Well, that would be helpful because, you know, I don't have a problem with a service existing like that.
Mm-hmm.
I have a problem with it becoming everything. And with the big issue, so people who might not understand, the standard operating procedure for Microsoft is they come in and they offer something. Let's say they have product X. They come in and they offer, traditionally this is how the older way they did it, was they take product X, they go to a manufacturer and go, we'll let you effectively use this almost for free. And people would go, oh, okay, cool. And then what they would do is, they wouldn't give you a copy of the program.
Nope.
It'd be on your computer, with the idea that when your computer went down or you got a bug or whatever, you'd have to wipe it. And then you'd have to purchase the program. Or what a lot of people did is they traded it. Like one person would have a disc and then they would let you use it, blah, blah, blah. But they slowly did this.
Open a fucking door.
Took over the market of X. To the point where they could pressure the companies and go, well,
asshole.
If you don't put only X on the computer, on your computer or whatever, we won't let you have access to X. And a lot of these manufacturers, because the mass public in general was only in any degree of knowledge of operation of X, you were basically committing suicide on your product if you didn't have it on you. So zoom ahead all these years.
Yep.
Microsoft's buying a bunch of companies, getting a bunch of big names, slapping it on a service to basically get you addicted like some kind of pimp and or drug dealer. And people are going, this is a great deal. And I'm like, yeah, the first hit's always free, idiot.
Basically.
I've seen this song and dance. Just because something is convenient and or cheap does not make it good.
Motherfucking Musai.
That's the argument, and why I find it so frustrating to deal with these fanboys is that I can go, yeah, it's a good deal now, but what are you signing up for the future? And their only thing is to scream some inane thing about Sony being an evil.
Oh yeah, because it's like, yeah, motherfucker, I hate to break this to you, but Microsoft, no matter how you look at it, is still worse, and they've been at it in these worse ways for longer. Yes, Sony is a shitty mega corporation, but guess what? Microsoft is worse, but it's got more people who just absolutely flat out refuse to admit it. That's the difference.
Let me state it in this manner. I don't want either of them to win.
No.
I'd rather them to be in some kind of eternal war where I, as the customer, and other people as customers,
always have the option to choose one or the other.
Get the best deal possible, and we can make choices from that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it advantages the customer as opposed to the company. You're not doing that when you're basically going, hey, look, this service offers me tons of games for an incredibly low price, but the only thing is, I don't get to own them. That effectively is not a very good model in the long run for life.
Get out of here, you fuck.
Because we're seeing that with like Nintendo, where.
Well, do you remember that last thing? Do you remember that last thing Nintendo did? I don't remember which game it was. It was one of the new Mario games, I think, or a re-release of one of the new Mario games, or was it a Pokemon game, where a bunch of the game had to actually be downloaded, and the cartridge only had like maybe half the game on it.
I don't even remember. What I was talking about was, I don't remember the name. Anyone who knows it, you can post later.
Yeah, feel free to post in the comments.
Because I can't remember the name, but there's a service they're offering. I think it might be Nintendo.
Is it Nintendo Direct, I think?
I think it might be. Let me give one check before I shove my foot so firmly in my mouth again.
I mean, I got a Switch, but I don't use any of the online
that's
functionality, so I don't know.
Okay, no, that's their little presentation show.
Okay.
I don't actually have a problem with that, even though it's kind of cringy sometimes.
It's a little bit forced at times, but that's most presentations from corporate, honestly.
Yeah, that's true. But if you're familiar at all with Nintendo, they offer a service now where I can't just buy the ROM of an older game and play it at my will.
You have to rent it.
This service that gives me a selection of games.
Hush
So it's
puppies?
not like
Really, lady?
the old eShop, and I'm like, this is a subscription service.
Yeah, because when we had the Wii U before, we used to use the eShop quite a bit when they would put something on there we actually wanted.
The Wii U, there's something else, but I can't remember.
The Wii.
But, I get it. It's always inconvenient to rebuy older games, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah. But I don't sell the older consoles. I don't always have to do that.
Yeah, pretty much.
The problem I have is that we can now see the after effects of the Game Pass. It's starting to seep into the other companies, where they're realizing that there's a lot more money into getting you to pay them money every damn month.
Oh, it's on a Elgato. Goody.
And when you stop paying them, you don't have access to any of that
exactly.
stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of money in that. And unfortunately, who loses in the end? The customer.
Yeah.
And why does the customer lose? Because these things never stay at low prices.
Well, I mean, and Nintendo is a whole different kettle of fish. Because as much as people don't like to talk about it, they've been shortchanging a little bit of everything lately. Pokemon Sword and Shield had a shitload of Pokemon removed from it. It was using an old engine despite all the time they spent telling people it was completely new.
Well, here's a good question for anyone to answer, and they might have a magic answer. What company has ever lowered its prices while other companies have raised their prices?
Smart companies, but there aren't too many of those.
In gaming.
Once in a while, you get some of the companies like Flying Wild Hog or Cold Iron who deliberately release their stuff at lower prices, but it's still rare.
Yeah, it's like a small company doing it. But all the major companies, what do they do?
Well, because the megacorps are only interested in any excuse to raise their prices.
So Sony and Microsoft have been mewling endlessly about trying to get up to $70 a game. They finally do it. Does Nintendo go, well, there's a market opportunity. Let's drop our games by 10.
This motherfucker will not die.
They kept their prices the same.
Now what, bitch? Come on, get it. Ah!
And in some cases, they've even raised them. So you're not getting any ability for market flexibility. The competition exists in brand name.
Get some
only.
HP back.
And what's that mean? Well, if your brand is the competition element of it, you're never going to devalue it.
Yeah.
You're never going to go, oh yeah, I'm the cheap version. So, for anybody who's unfamiliar,
oh god, here comes the instrumental version of that cheesy, like, saxophone music.
I don't want to even.
You remember what I'm talking about from the OG Gundam?
Yes, the sad, sexy saxophone music for some reason. It's like they knew the 80s were going to be saxophone heavy, but it was going to be sexy sax. But they went with the sad version of it, and you're confused. And you're like, I don't know, what's going on? Am I being seduced by giant lasers and robots? Or is there something sad occurring while giant robots are seducing me? I don't know. It's weird.
The only thing I can say is it's actually slightly better, this version, without the lyrics.
I can say this. It's very unique for itself, but at the same time, you're sitting there going,
Yeah, what is happening?
how am I supposed to feel right now? The music's giving me mixed messages. Like, like someone who's schizophrenic and drunk at the same time.
That's not a mixed message, that's a hazard.
You're just sitting there going, this music is giving me musical whiplash, and I don't know how to feel. But yeah.
Oh, jeez, what is this guy doing way over here?
On the topic at hand.
Well, the topic you introduced.
The topic at hand, of course. Well, I'm trying to fill your review with very irritating things, so that tons of people who are probably going to be unreasonable when I'm criticizing the surface and not them, are gonna probably go pissed. And I'm like, yeah, look.
Damn it, door's busted.
Temporary great deals, they don't usually end up being great deals in the end.
It's
now,
the short-sightedness of the whole thing, I guess. I don't know.
That'd be fantastic.
It's Sony. It's Sony or Microsoft. You are highly unlikely to be wrong because they both have kind of a set pattern in their core. Here's the thing: corporate executives never change. Corporate executives are obsessed with investors and profits. Anything they can do to maximize that at the expense of someone else, they will continue to do.
You know, the way you stated that, I had this, in my head, I heard Ron Perlman.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna take the Fallout route with that after I said it.
But it's the point I'm making is just, it doesn't matter which deformed giant of hideous proportions is punching who in the face at the moment.
It's like if you live in the world of Attack on Titan, you're like, oh, well, which Titan will eat me, slower?
Who wins and then eats me?
Exactly.
At the end of the day, I'm the idiot on the sideline going, let's not be eaten. And other people are like, but I bet on Giant B. And you're like, you moron, it's going to eat you. Yeah, but I'll win then.
How? You're dead, moron. It's like, what the fuck is the matter with you?
Yeah, but their salt mines will be slightly better.
No, they won't. No, a gulag is a gulag, motherfucker.
No, one's called a camp of concentration, and the other's called a gulag.
Mm-hmm.
They're totally different, except they're exactly the same.
Tell me, you motherfucker.
It's this stupidity where I'm like, I'm an entertainment host. I go where I feel like I'm getting the best service.
No, that's how most people should be. You know, go to the place that has the games you want to play and isn't consistently trying to rip you the fuck off. Fuck this PC Master Race bullshit. Fuck the Sony fanboyism. Fuck the Microsoft fanboyism. Go with what's best for you. Stop the fucking slavish bullshit.
But I'm a scholarly gaming entertainment hobo now.
Whoa.
Where I can actually look back at past
motherfucker.
that didn't work out real well. Maybe I should avoid that.
Well, that's called learning from your mistakes.
Because
some of these people get so set in their ways or so weirdly attached to a brand or a company that they just let shit go because, it's like all the weird Disney fanboys. What is it? Clownfish calls them fairy dusters, I think.
Oh, God.
Like, they're just like, but Disney made it, so it's gotta be good. I gotta go see it. Why? Because it says Disney? What the fuck's the matter with you?
I don't know.
Like, they've been shitting on your head and telling you it's chocolate syrup for fucking 20 years, and you're still going back.
The mouse has been shitting on you and telling you it's gold. Years. Then
I think I fucking missed.
On top of it.
Yeah, oh, they always charge you for it.
Weren't some of those, like, hotels, like,
oh, God. Well, remember the bullshit about that fucking quote-unquote Star Wars cruise line shit? The prices people saw coming out of that? Jesus.
Oh, people were
fucking die, Char. Jeez.
The little issues that came out of some of the staffing with those.
Ooh, we will not discuss that here, but look it up. Just look it up. It's fucking. It's fucking.
I'm not going anywhere near that drape. But
wow,
yeah.
So I got the Gundam strip walking through here with no head, no arm.
Well, didn't need those.
And then the head of Xiong comes derping back down the tunnel like in the fucking show.
That's kind of what it always does. The sad saxophone music and stupid stuff.
Xiong was a fucked up ass mobile suit.
If I remember right, in the original graphic novel, Char actually kills Amuro.
I think that was how it was originally supposed to go. But then again, the Gundam was supposed to get wasted by that little goofy round thing with the cannon on its head, too, so...
And then the anime, they changed that.
Yeah.
Which is fun.
Yeah, just a trifle. Guess we should work on this still.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, that clears that out. I need to go in here and look at this bullshit again.
Why? Why must you look at a pile of bull?
Not literal bullshit, just metaphorical bullshit.
You know what? Nah, I can't steal that from James. He has way more money than me.
Yeah, well, that's not why I wouldn't do it.
I still respect my granddaddy is angry reviews.
Him and Armac 21, and Armac 21 got fucking weird.
I don't understand.
I don't know what happened with him. I don't claim to. I didn't know the guy. But back in the day, I used to watch him and fucking James Rolfe mostly. And then Armac got really fucking weird. Then he stopped doing videos for a while. Then he came back with a channel called The Waste O Time. And then that kind of started to die again, too. So I don't know.
Yeah. Just keep to what you had. I mean, there's no reason to change it midway.
Holy shit, look at all this.
But, jeez.
Yeah, I got a lot of these. Jeez. Okay, sell all of those.
But what about not that?
Nah, that doesn't really work.
Not these, but those.
No, not those, but these.
Okay. But what about that?
Nah, that doesn't really work either.
Okay. Well, as long as you know what you're doing.
Who the hell told you that?
It's not good to say it like that.
Probably not. Alright, let's see. Next mission. Did that one. Did that one. Yeah, we did that. Oh, good! I have to go fight this fucking annoying mobile armor boss again.
Oh, come on, you love fighting annoying mobile armor boss.
I like mobile armors, but this is that obnoxious flying butt fucker.
You just don't like being on the receiving end of mobile armors.
Now, I did beat this motherfucker once, but he's a pain in the ass. So, this might be a little of a mess.
Oh, I thought you were going to say loud for a moment.
Well, it could do that, too. Depending on how pissed off I get at this fucking thing.
Well, you know, good old-fashioned screaming.
Alright, here we go. This fucking thing is irritating. It looks cool as fuck, but it is irritating.
Well, there's that.
Rita, behave yourself. Alright, you obnoxious motherfucker. Let's go. No, sir, I don't want any part of that, sir. Fuck you. Oh. Come here, you fuckball. Stab the shit out of your big purple ass.
Ah, come on.
No.
Come on.
Now weak points are up, and motherfucker. It's open season on dickheads, and you're one of them.
That's a weird season to have.
It is, but this guy's a douchebag.
I was hoping it was duck hunting season, but this.
Nah, it's fucking wabbit season.
Oh, that didn't sound at all like what you said.
I don't know, Bugs Bunny was kind of a dickhead.
Yeah, so was Daffy.
That's not wrong either.
I'm like, most of them were kind of dicks. I think maybe not Porky Pig.
No, Porky Pig just had bad luck.
Yeah, I remember. Ooh, some of his really early stuff. There's.
You're talking about some old shit. I remember that one I saw. It was older than me. Where Daffy Duck was trying to avoid the guy from the draft office.
Yeah.
That little tiny fucker from the draft board kept showing up at his door.
I still remember the Mickey Mouse comic where he was going to commit suicide with a shotgun.
Oh, and nobody talks about that one. I mean, I get there's a reason for that, but still.
Yeah.
Ow, fucking dick. Ow, you fucking
I
dick.
hear Disney like screaming in the background every time I mention it. Holy cow.
Oh, great, his shields are back up. Ow, you fucking cockbag. Stop doing that, you motherfucker.
But
You are really
what if he's
irritating.
not a bag.
You know, you're not helping.
I help real good.
Whoa, shit. Why do you have the fucking arms from the damn Nui Zeal, you sack of fucking dicks? You don't need those. You already have a flying mobile armor. Aha! Broke your fucking shields again, dickhead.
Aha! And he dances away.
Well, I'm not gonna dance because motherfucker's trying to shoot me. That'd be stupid. Die, you son of a bitch! Ah! Fucking hate you! Here, have another, you motherfucker. Point blank range, too. That's how much I fucking hate you. No! Oh, yeah? Ooh! Ow!
Notification that there's going to be a new Pendragon RPG.
That's obscure enough. I know the name, but I don't even remember what the fuck it is. Ow! Fuck bag. Heal. No! Shut your mouth.
Well, Pendragon. Arthurian.
I know who Arthur Pendragon is. I'm just like, the RPG I don't remember.
It's literally doing stuff in the Arthurian legends. Like, you were literally one of Arthur's knights.
Die, you son of a bitch! There we go, fuck you.
This temporary cover is literally King Arthur pulling the sword out of the stone, so...
Give me your stuff right now, all of it. Pain in my ass.
I know it because as a kid I did a lot of reading.
Oh, that makes sense.
Of that.
Yeah.
So I found that kind of like, oh, what the heck? I think I own like the 4th edition rules.
That makes sense, somewhere. I think. It's 22. That's 30, 20. Settle down, Jet. What you blarging about over there? I'm talking to you.
I was just looking through some random crap, effectively.
What the hell are you doing that for?
Oh my god.
What now?
Edge Studio weirdos, they got the Midnight rights.
What the fuck is that?
Remember that one really obscure RPG Spoonie was talking about once?
There's been a few.
Well, this is one he had talked about a long time ago.
Okay.
They somehow got the rights to sell it.
Huh. Maybe somebody was clearing house.
That's quite possible.
Or they just had a license they didn't think they could do anything with, just want to get rid of it.
I think the one thing that they're doing that annoys me the most
is what exactly?
Is Adventures in Rukugan.
Oh no.
It's just D20 L5R.
Well, of course it is. What else would it fucking be?
A cheap cash-in?
Probably. Probably. Let's see.
It's like, are you an RPG player? And by that, we mean those people who never play anything but 5th edition D&D. I'm like, no, actually, I've been in the hobby for like 30 years. But, and I'm not a D&D player.
Could we do something else, please?
Oh, but you don't matter.
That is kind of how it feels all the time.
That's how it always feels. It's like, oh, cool. One of my settings going to hell, so a bunch of people who won't try anything can not try it and basically scavenge it for rules.
Yeah, that too. Alright. Got Merida and Seabook as my wingmen for now.
And then inevitably, there's going to be that thing where someone's like, let's use this. And then everyone else should be like, oh my god, why don't we just play, you know, like a Putin style.
The thing we've griped about endless times where somebody suggests us Dungeons and things, and the one or two asshole tables like, oh, why don't we just play D&D? Well, I have an idea. How about we don't play D&D? Because now it's just a glorified fucking social justice Harry Potter fucking game.
Yeah, there are a lot of magic academies.
Like, all the weird magic, like, I swear to God, half the fucking people that work in Wizards now cannot get over fucking high school. Because everything is magic school. Everything is school life, or college life, or some other inane bullshit. Like, that shit's over, okay? Try living in the real fucking world. You know, when you do your work at least. Yeah, I know this is escapism. But most people don't want to escape the fucking college, asshole.
Wow. I don't even think it's that. I think it's just this weird obsession with Harry Potter.
Well, they have no depth of experience, and we've talked about this before. All they've ever done is go to college.
Well, like I'm saying, if it was just college, there's a lot of stupid from that, but
most of it's
at the
stupid.
very least, it would be slightly different. These all follow the same thing. It's a magical school, this adventure in it. And
well, it's always magical school, super diversity. Every fucking time they do anything anymore, it's always like all the weird shit. We must deliberately shove characters with disabilities into everything. We gotta have wheelchair clerics who are Muslim now. It's like, Muslims don't even exist in D&D. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, but they have to so they can be represented.
Ugh.
The main thing here, in my opinion, comes down to, one, I don't like Harry Potter.
No, I know.
So I'm not very interested in
Shit!
it. And two,
motherfucker, where'd you go?
Some of the people who really like Harry Potter read other books.
No, a lot of them won't. Some of them will. My wife being a prime example, she reads all kinds of shit, and she read those. But a lot of the quote-unquote true Harry Potter fans are hardcore Harry Potter fans. That's all they ever want. That's all they ever talk about. It's all they ever read. It's ridiculous. It makes no fucking sense.
Here's an idea. Just make
it's like there are other
Harry Potter RPG.
It's like there are other pieces of literature out there, assholes. And yes, if they would make a Harry Potter RPG, I imagine a lot of these fucking nutters would probably play it. And like I said, I don't have an issue with Harry Potter fans per se. My wife has the movies, she's read the books, but she's not a fucking weirdo about it.
I disagree on that one point.
Which
I really
point?
doubt that they would play it.
You don't think so?
No, I really don't think these people play RPGs.
Maybe not. I don't know. I can't speak for them.
I think they
Fuck,
buy
I went
books,
in a circle.
and then they put them on the shelf, or they carry one around with them, and then they use it as a way to be like, oh yes, I am in the hobby. Because, let's just put it this way. We've had people... Is
this whole... And before I get on this is not a hit on Matt Mercer. I think the guy's actually a decent dude. But is this the whole I watch Critical Role, therefore I'm a D&D fan thing?
No, I think it's something a little bit different. I think it's... So, for example, D&D itself, or Wizards of the Coast, have been trying to sell it as a lifestyle brand.
Oh yeah, I know. Which is asinine in itself.
And they've made statements such as, you don't have to play D&D to be in the D&D hobby.
Yeah, because they're just trying to maximize their profits, which again, yeah, I get it. They're a company. They gotta make money. I'm not a fucking socialist. But it's the way you're doing it is really disinfucking-genuous.
So, when you look at some of their recent releases, I can't remember the last one.
Will you get the fuck off me, you misshapen little cock monkey? Jesus. There.
Bullshit.
That is one prick following me around everywhere.
If I could find the name of it, it'd be a lot easier.
That generally is true.
There's so much. Like, just go type in D&D in Amazon and see what you got.
You mean like
90
5 million things that aren't even RPG books?
Not even D&D.
It's because the way Wizards of the Coast has twisted everything around. They want to chase diversity people. They want to chase the social justice Twitterati. They want to chase movie rights and fucking game rights. And that last game they did was a pile of shit anyway.
They're not chasing diversity.
No. Before you start, when I say that, I mean they're trying to chase the diversity crowd on Twitter.
What they're chasing is fetishists.
Those are mostly the people that just scream about that on Twitter, though. It's the same damn people.
It's just ridiculous. I can't find it. But it's one of the newer air quote settings.
Is it even out yet?
Yeah, it's been out for a while.
I couldn't remember if it was out. I paid so little attention to it because it was so asinine.
But when you look at them, and you're actually, for example, if you're an actual DM, you're going to look at these and like, what's the point of playing this? Buy the book.
Well, like, one thing we've complained about recently when looking at some of this stuff, when we're just hanging out, is that there's no real drama anymore. There's no challenge. There's no adversity. There's rarely a like cut and dried bad guy. And on the rare occasion there is, it's super mired in modern politics. It's just tedious. It's like these people just want to make a D&D simulator of normal day-to-day life. And at that point, why even play?
Well,
the fuck is the point?
One, it's to be part of something.
Oh, God, fucking spare me.
Two, it's basically hangout culture. So, like that one
I know.
Setting, whatever. Effectively, it tells you that there's a spell in the entire area that keeps conflict from happening.
Yeah, my God, that's stupid.
So I'm like, these aren't being written really to play. They're being more written for you to
sit around and talk in character.
If you do that.
Yeah, if you even stay in character.
It's more like they wrote them so that you can have air quotes so random events that happen. And
this whole fucking bullshit fucking... Okay. This whole bullshit fucking Big Bang Theory, social media, oh so zany fucking sitcom bullshit. Which I'm so fucking sick of in general in entertainment at large. The most fake, manufactured, insulting bullshit.
Make an RPG called Oh So Zany, and the literal objective is to hang out and have air quote random things happen.
God, no, just stop. That hurts my head to even think about. I fucking hate that bullshit. It's so fucking dishonest.
Oh wow, it seems that a cosmonaut has crashed through your ceiling, but he's a monkey and he has a degree.
And of course, because he's Russian, he'll be automatically fucking evil somehow.
And you're all out of freaking mint chaka.
Jesus fucking Christ.
What will you do?
Commit suicide if we're lucky.
You know what? There you go. You have to actually work harder in that than what they're doing with their books.
No fucking kidding. It's pretty sad. Get the fuck off me, Frontal.
Like, oh man. So, in that regard, I kind of looked at it and like, this is
got a bazooka
weird.
with your name on it, bitch.
It's like, okay, oh man, for the first time ever, the D&D is now full of diversity. And I'm sitting there going, huh?
Yeah, it's full of diversity and pretty much nothing else.
Well, it's not really filled with diversity, is it?
I'm sorry, I'm just mocking the claim.
Well, the point being here is that when I say that, I'm making a very pointed comment on it, that it's not.
Well, what blows my mind is forced diversity is so antithetical to the whole alleged point.
Well, so for example, I had at tables I've been with. Gays, lesbians.
Oh yeah.
White, black. That we had a. I forgot what he was. Swahili.
Wow.
At one table.
Swahili? Holy shit.
Yeah. Every kind of person, every type of thing. And this is from the 80s to the 90s. Before air quote diversity was a thing. It's just like no one cared. And this is only me looking through the modern spectrum back at experiences I had where I never considered the people for what shade they were.
Yeah, when nobody gave a shit. Here's the thing. Everybody's always screaming racism, but we grew up in the 80s and 90s at a point when, honestly, barely anybody talked about that shit. Nobody gave a fuck.
It was considered dead and done. And
it wasn't until the 2000s really that people started screaming about it again to try to stir it up.
Oh, so a bunch of white hipsters could feel like they were fighting against something.
God fucking help me. That old saying, when you search hard enough for dragons, you'll inevitably create one.
You can make monsters if you look for them. But one of the big problems is that when I look through and I go, okay, well, I remember all of this stuff from back in the day, and I'm like, and it wasn't popular, and it wasn't the thing to do, and people would actually physically assault you for being involved in these things.
Oh, the popular culture thing has undoubtedly 100% fucked over so much of entertainment, because now it's full of a bunch of trend-chasing douchebags who are only concerned about how popular it is.
And the thing is, I look at it and I'm like, okay, well, the hobby of tabletop RPGs has basically been overrun by a bunch of people who are a bunch of hipsters that want to hang out, act like they're in the freaking Big Bang series, and then as soon as this stuff becomes unpopular, they'll move on to the next thing.
Oh, they'll flee like rats off the fucking Titanic.
And I can't wait until they do that.
A lot of rebuilding will have to get fucking done, but there it is.
I can't wait till half these companies have to get on their knees and like beg for the older or the audience that they used to have, the actual hobbyists. They'll actually have to service their customers as opposed to riding a wave.
Ugh.
And here's a positive. This might not sound like a positive when I say it, but I'm going to say it this way, and I'm going to be as gentle as I can. So, this does not come from any degree of hatred or want to see people's things destroyed. It's just a matter that might be one of the few positives from all this. It might finally dethrone D&D. It might finally pick D&D up like it's in the Death Star and throw it down the shaft. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I got you.
And I'm like, that would be a positive at this point, because it has remained the one vector of attack for these people.
Oh yeah, D&D is corrupted beyond fucking recognition if you ever played it before all this shit was popular.
When you have one big thing, all they have to do is go after the one big thing.
It's become the epicenter for the cancel culture, social justice narrative bullshit.
So it might finally break D&D's hold over the hobby, and that's a good thing. Now, there are also problems that come with that.
Undoubtedly.
The obvious entry point for most people. But, you know what?
There are other RPGs out there that are just as easy to get into with a little fucking thought. The biggest problem I see is that I don't necessarily like to put it this way, even though Wizards pisses me off. The big problem right now is that D&D is not only the entry point, but it's also the lazy man's RPG now.
Well, it's been that way for a while. Especially
it's like
with Wizards of the
expend
Coast.
a little bit of effort to learn it. That's part of the whole point. RPGs used to be a thing where you could also test your intelligence.
Well, let's put it this way. The big problem is, and this is not a criticism of people, just so they know, I gotta put that in the front. So don't get offended if this sounds like you. It's not
If
intentionally
you're
attacked.
easily offended, you shouldn't be here. We're not
But-
that type of place.
Let me put it like this. The reason D&D got so popular was, one, it was an early entry into the market.
Mm-hmm.
It got a lot of popularity because a lot of people worked very hard to spread it into various different communities.
Yep.
It was very popular in the 70s with ad campaigns. But the problem was, is once it obtained that height, it basically held that by inertia. Because a lot of
basically.
people would simply do something like this. Oh, well, I'd really rather play X.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the party is going to argue with me about it. Then I'm probably not going to get all of them aboard. And
This is an experience we had constantly and consistently.
So I'm going to now have to go and look for new people I don't know, and they might gel with the people that I'm keeping at my table. They might not. I don't want to run off any of my friends if some of those people are my friends. And it ends up where this thing where it just slips into what's the easiest thing to do. Even if I don't want to play D&D,
Oh, you
we'll just play
motherfucker.
D&D.
Yeah, and that was irritating beyond belief. Because I kind of was done with D&D for some of their bullshit years ago. But we kept getting dragged back into it because we kept ending up with players who were like, well, I'd just rather play D&D. I don't want to learn a new character creation system. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that.
Yeah. And in a lot of cases, when you want to just do the game, you would just go, okay. You just want to do something, you don't want to have nothing to do, and that's, in my opinion, part of what made D&D the 800-pound gorilla in the room.
Something like, yeah, why is that ship leaving? Bring your ass back here.
Doesn't want to die. And, whoa,
Get away from me, fucker.
that was
There we go.
what I hope is
Fuck that
broken by this.
One can hope, but
'cause
I
I
have a
wanted
feeling they'll bankrupt themselves before then. No, I take that back. Given who owns them, it's also entirely likely they might get shut down or completely restructured before then.
They got Magic the Gathering, so they're fine.
Yeah, it doesn't mean they won't fucking keep MTG and completely restructure Wizards, though.
Oh, they'll just downgrade D&D back to what it was before. And that's fine. What I'm hoping is we don't have a repeat of that. I don't want something else to come in and be the 800-pound gorilla in the room.
Well, you got air juggled like a motherfucker. And you're out.
I'm just tired of it because it's like, look, if you're one of those people who's been in the hobby for a long time, you understand just how dang hard it is to find a group to play X obscure game.
Yeah, or even a game that's not as obscure.
Air quotes.
I'll tell one of our personal issues is we're big fans of the Palladium system. They do Rifts, Palladium Fantasy, and quite a few other games. It is a nightmare sometimes when you're dealing with people who they got exposed to gaming via RPGs. They're either newer gamers or they're old gamers who were always kind of the D&D snob types. It is like fucking pulling crocodile teeth to get some of these people to fucking humor you to try these new systems to them. Systems you've been playing for years, you could absolutely help them figure it out. They just won't hear it.
Well, and, it comes down to, I understand people are looking at their hobby time and they want to spend maximize as much as they can in it. At the same time,
It becomes a matter of selfishness. It's like they don't want to take the time to do something that everyone else might enjoy.
but I also come from a different era where if the DM was going to run X, you were going to play X.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you didn't want to play X, well, you should go.
You should
screw
probably
off.
go to another table and find someone else to play with. And that's the way it was. Oh, jeez.
That wasn't always so easy to do.
I don't like to destroy Gundam.
Like just small town USA.
No! Ow! Which we were. Actually, we were in a smaller place than that, to be honest.
So, and I lived in
Ow, at least at the
different
time.
places that were not friendly.
No, they were not. They were very, I don't want to say backwoods necessarily, but a couple of them were.
Yeah, I lived in Kentucky. It was not a paradise for that hobby.
No.
At least where I live.
Well, when we was in Kansas after I got out of the military the first time, it was pretty similar too. You know, Kansas didn't have shit hardly to do for that. Because that town was so small.
We had at least one store there, so
Yeah. Oh.
it beat out the other place. But I mean, the crazy thing is that, look, I hope that the role-playing hobby implodes.
I can hate this thing.
And
there we go.
We can finally move on to something else.
That would be nice.
Other than just D&D being the defining and only option. And no, it won't be replaced by Pathfinder. Which is just the other D&D effect at this point.
Well, technically the better D&D, because at least it hasn't degraded into trying to rip off Harry Potter every edition.
God, the cover for their Spelljammer.
That
book
made me, as somebody who really liked the old school Spelljammer, that one made me a little sad when I saw it.
It reminded me of like, oh god, the old cartoon Strawberry Shortcake.
Oh!
If you remember that one.
Oh! Ah!
Yeah. It
Damn
reminded me of that cartoon. Kind of like its intro.
My brain.
The way it would look.
That's not okay. Jesus. It reminded me of like a rip-off Andy Warhol painting of a very sheltered fucking individual. All cartoony characters that don't look like they belong. Really simplistic. Like some Cal art student trying to do like a D&D representation of like high art. It looks fucking ridiculous. And it doesn't look at all like something that would be involved in the hobby or Spelljammer as a setting. It looks stupid as hell.
I got a better one it could be like. Rainbow Bright.
Woof.
It reminded me of like some of the colors and representation of Rainbow Bright. 1984, kids.
Fucking
Go
good
check
God.
that
There
one
was
out.
so much weird shit on TV in the 80s. A lot of great shit, a lot of weird shit.
Just to give you an idea, it looked like a pride parade. There were so many rainbows.
Very, very odd.
It looks like what they want to present. Oh man, I'll have to show you this picture. This is what, in my opinion, they wanted it to
Ugh.
There you go.
Shit.
You can look at it later. Yeah, look it up, kids. You'll see what I'm saying. The cartoon data bank's got a great picture of how, in effect, a lot of the Spelljammer parties, I guess, are supposed to look.
I just don't know.
Oh man, I didn't even recognize. Here's the sad part. So we went down to our friendly local game store.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I walked by it and I
It's called Collected. If you happen to live in the Fort Worth area, you might want to look it up.
It's a great store. Very friendly people. I didn't recognize the book as a Spelljammer.
No, you didn't. Because the only reason you figured out it was Spelljammer, I stopped, saw the title, and lost my shit.
Because we go down, we're hanging out at this store. I just walk by and he starts freaking out, and I'm like, what? And he's like, this! And I look at it and I'm like, that's Spelljammer? I thought it was like,
it looked like yet another really generic, like, D&D, like,
Barbie Space Adventure.
Well, no, because it's a really simplistic looking elf. It's like 4 faces, like an elf, a legit no bullshit space hamster, a fucking hippo with a monocle, and some other fucking thing I can't even remember. It was so fucking stupid. It just looked like some fucking like fan campaign cover for something.
Oh man. So I find it absolutely hilarious, but at the same time I'm like,
oh shit, that's
what?
Yeah, it don't make a lick of fucking sense at all.
It does not look like something connected to the older version of it.
Nope.
And that's saying a lot considering how weird Spelljammer was.
Oh yeah, Spelljammer was a fucking trip.
Like, I just thought it was like a soft reboot with a lot of pastel of some, like, 80s girls franchise. So I was like, oh, because they all start to bleed into each other. And then I'm like, why is there so many pastels being used into this? Oh, it's to appeal to women. But are they buying it? And the answer is almost always no.
Alright, we're at the hour 15 mark, so we should probably give it a break here. Hope everybody enjoys this and our, yet again, like, completely random rant about entertainment and the tabletop gaming landscape being so twisted by completely disingenuous alleged virtues. We will be doing this again. I am going to be coming back to the TMNT game, probably our next recording, because we only got to, like, stage 8 on that. So that will probably be our next recording, is hopping back on TMNT. Beyond that, I think we're done for the day. There will be a link to my book, since I do have the revised, corrected edition out now. And that's it. You guys have a great fucking day.
I'm looking out for you, guys. Be good.
Later.